Happy afternoon. I don't think I should be talking too much about new technology because there's so much of last 1.5 days, yesterday and today, there is so much of, I haven't seen such a distinguished, I would say, set of speakers in any of the forums since we started this G20. Possibly the best list of speakers that I've seen, the kind of, yeah. So many people, I think Ashwini ji spoke about Dr. Vats, everybody is speaking about Dr. Vats. So should I speak or no? He has no, so but I must say something, not for formality but from my heart. Yesterday, for whatever reason, we exchanged a WhatsApp message. So he just sent one sentence to me, saying that you are our strength. I'm repeating, he said, you are our strength. I want to say people, visionaries like Dr. S.C. Vats are the strength for this country. That is exactly the reason why I am spending time. At least that is my vision. I'm not interested in any kind of, publicity or whatever. It comes automatically. I think we must support people like Dr. S.C. Vats for our country to move to become a developed country by 2047. This is my, and everybody else is the support for people like Dr. Vats. I think all these people, Ravi Iyer, Professor Adgopan, so many other people who have come. I think Ashwini Kumar Sharma ji has been spending so much time silently. And these are the people who are going to build, who are going to support leaders like Dr. S.C. Vats to build the new India or the India for 2047. This is what I want to do, say, and I think I would have done injustice if I had not mentioned this fact. Okay. So I was just chatting with a few students and some professors, and even today in the morning during yoga, I think people are, unlike Delhi, people are so talkative, bold, courageous. In fact, we people from South are the ones who are timid and quiet and shy. Why are Delhi students so quiet? So I just want to ensure that at least 4 to 5 questions for this esteemed delegates or the speakers. We have 4 to 5 questions now, or anybody else. Even you can have a question for Professors, Professor Sadgopan, also we can ask. But I think we must have some questions. Let's make it interactive. So just to summarize, I think the 4 themes that we chose is what will make your careers. And I also talked about 3 mantras: innovation, leadership, and networking. This, at a broad level, this is what it is. Under innovation, so many technologies and, entrepreneurship, everything will come there. If you ask me, no startup should be non-innovative. You should be always leaders in that particular technology. Similar, we talked about networking. In fact, last night I was thinking, which is the best example of networking? It is not even we coming here. I think definitely this is a great example of networking. I talked about one great example yesterday. Just think about it. I think the visionary who inspires this institution, Swami Vivekananda, met a stranger called Jamshedji Tata somewhere in a hotel on the way to Chicago. They took a stopover in Tokyo, and that networking led to a world-renowned institution called IISc. So what better example that you want for networking? So never be shy, connect with people, connect with mentors, connect with people who are relevant. It could be your neighbor, it could be your uncle, it could be any stranger. When I'm sitting on a flight, I always make it a point to talk to my neighbors who are sitting. Whether relevant or not, who knows? Somebody may offer you a job. I have changed 6 companies in my last 30 years. Change means whatever, acquisitions and all. All the 6 companies is only through networking. So this is the best tip that I can give to all the youngsters, because when we were like you, we always used to be shy. Okay, so these three mantras and these four topics: innovation, skills and entrepreneurship, digitization challenges and opportunities, and security. This is what we heard. And the creamy layer is health and wellness. Let me tell you, today's world is a hard world. Nobody will, touch you if you are stressed and if you become completely deranged. Okay? You need to start your, something which will, calm you down, beat the stress, and take care of your health. You have to serve the country for the next, 75, 80 years. You're in the early 20s. So for that, you have to. And there is no better practice than yoga. Yoga and meditation. You have people, like Ravi Ayerji, and we had a great speaker like Gaurav Varma. In fact, I insisted that this G20, summit should have a topic on health and wellness. My daughters practice yoga. My wife is a yoga practitioner for 20 years. I am a yoga practitioner since 1992. There are so many problems in Bangalore, the dust allergies and, all kinds of bronchitis and all. All that disappeared when once I started doing yoga. Okay, so this is, and also, I think chairman made a comment that I am active and, vibrant and all. I am not at all shy to say yoga is responsible for that. Okay, so start that today. Start that today. In the morning you had, people will say 3,000 rupees dena padega, yoga and all. Come on, I think, you make, that's an investment in your life. Or you will have a bypass surgery at the age of 40. There's so many people, going through that in the age of 40 and 50. So you choose, spend 2,000-3,000 rupees on a yoga class, or maybe 20 lakhs by the time you are 40. So I'm not scaring you, but that's a reality today's world. People are going through extreme physical and mental strengths. Okay, so we had a fantastic, complete, I would say, summit. Covered almost everything that we wanted. Okay, and what more? There is no better timing than this week. Next week, I think the big leaders are going to, next week, around this weekend, I think, 9th and 10th, the big leaders are going to land here. In fact, I made some, whether you call it a joke or whatever, I don't know. I leave it to you. I put so many posts on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn that I am going to deliver, along with deliver a speech in VIPS G20 Summit, along with people like Sadgopan and PC Dattaji, Ravi Ayerji, and I mentioned some of the names. I got so many messages on WhatsApp. Are you going to meet Biden? Or are you going to meet Ron? So that is what people, I think, that's the message. It's a fantastic timing. I don't know whether it's karma or whatever. We wanted to do this in April and May. For some reason, it has happened in the same week as the India's G20 presidency meeting is going to happen. So you are lucky, you are blessed, and this is a once in 20-year opportunity. The next turn will come 20 years. So all the selfies that you have taken in front of G20 posters, all the selfies you have taken with all the great leaders here are going to be memorable for the next 20 years. You can preserve that. Okay? So many things going great, fantastic, and okay, so I think now we must take about 4 or 5 questions, at least, to make the people talk, like Professor and even Dr. Watts and the Honorable VC. I think, so can we open up for a few questions? Or shall I come and ask you the question? Which you choose. I normally do that. Wherever people are shy, I take the mic and come and ask a question. Because it's a college, it's like, I can come and do a test. So can we, why don't you pass the mic? Okay, please raise the hand and we'll pass the mic. 5 questions. Yep. Yes. Very good. I think the first person is always the boldest and the bravest, because always people are shy. And now we must have 4 questions easily. Okay. So I'm not going to answer. I will direct the question to the right person.
Good afternoon, all. Sir, I believe in facts and figures, and yesterday that we discussed that EVs are going to provide so many jobs, but I had a question in mind that all the petrol pumps workers and all the workers who transfer the petrol and all, how many workers are getting paid through that? And I got a figure that around 1.5 crore people are involved in this market. So if the EV is developed and every family gets the EV, the charging point will be placed in our home. So do you think these 1.5 crore people will not be unemployed because of that?
So you're talking about job losses because of EV technology being simpler than a regular automobile engine?
Yes, sir, because when we say that it will reduce the smoke emission, so lithium ion, when we extract it, that is also being causing very much pollution.
Sir, Professor Sadgopan, sir, you want to answer that question? Bring the mic, I think they can.
Okay, first, I should congratulate you in asking that question. It is a good question, relevant question, pertinent question. But you see, we professors have an advantage because, you know, the society gives us a salary and gives us a nice job, nice house, etc. The only thing we have to do is go to the library and read, or go to the internet and read, and think and explain the whole thing to the class, and you people ask good questions that make us think, that we come back better, etc. Okay? So because of that, I will tell you, so I will give you a funny answer, so sometimes it is easier to. So, you know, when typewriters were introduced, okay, this is in the 17th century, so before that, outside the courts, there used to be people who will write down things as the judge is giving the judgment. They're called scribers. You can go and look up the Google. There used to be some 1,800 scribers. So they all went on strike. They said when the typewriters come, their jobs will go away. Okay, so, but what happened was that, you know, typewriters did not come in one day, right? They slowly took up. So after about 20 years, the same 1,800 people met and they found something very interesting. There were 18,000 people using typewriters and doing the same job. Because what happens with the availability of typewriters, people are asking for more copies. So more people from outside were coming, and because the dictation was faster, so the judges could deliver more judgments. So overall, the business went up. Possibly, out of the 1,800, a few people who did not learn to type using the typewriter lost their jobs. It's not that they don't, but a good number kind of got reskilled training, etc., got it. And much more interesting, far more number of jobs got created. So similarly, what happens is, don't look at electric vehicle only from as a scooter or a car. Electric vehicle will happen in many other forms. You see, in a hospital, you know, even today in a hospital sometimes, if the doctors, the right nurses and the right support staff are not there, the surgeries get postponed, cancelled, etc., etc. But today, you actually, to kind of wheel in a patient, you still need a person. And if you have seen this multi-speciality, large hospital like Apollo Hospital with 12 stories and 13 stories and 18 operation theaters, etc. So, kind of wheeling into the right bed, right theater, and taking them back is a little complex. So, autonomous vehicles will do that effortlessly. In a jokingly, I would say that, look, in Bengaluru airport, getting out from the aircraft to the taxi is a little complex stuff. Very soon you will actually go and say, Udaya will say, he'll press his car number, and then it will take him to his car. Okay? So what happens is the electric vehicles also opens up large opportunities which do not exist today. Okay? And remember, electric vehicles are also coming at the time when autonomous vehicles and driverless cars are. See, these things were not there when traditional automotive started. Driverless cars came only in the last 10 years, right? So the autonomous vehicles, driverless driving and electric vehicle together will open up a 10 times more opportunity, just as the way typewriters opened up 10 times more opportunity for the scribers. Did I answer your question?
Thank you, sir.
I get a C grade or a B grade?
A grade, sir.
Thank you.
I think with professor there is no A grade, A++. So like the VIPS, it's always A++. So I always tell whenever I know professor 25 plus years. So whenever he speaks, words don't come out. It's only diamonds and jewels. And many of the statements or talks that he has spoken almost 20 years back when we did so many initiatives, I have noted it down in the form of PPT. I use that, the quotes. So when about, I think 2010, sir, I think when we did the Network University, this smartphone was still not so very popular. The Facebook apps and everything was not there. So he made a speech. I still remember that. And I used that as a proof. So I was talking about internet. I was one of the architects of internet in India. So what does WWW mean? What is the meaning of WWW? World Wide Web. Even my neighbor's 5-year-old daughter today will say that, give this answer. But professor said 14 years back, WWW means wireless will win. Don't you think wireless has won? Today, you see, there is mobile phones, there is Wi-Fi at home. In fact, all those internet cables, technology people, you know that internet cables are being ripped off and there's Wi-Fi in the offices, so what? So this is how much of a visionary statements professor makes. And I still use that example whenever I go to some talk. Wireless will win. I think he'll keep winning for some more time. Okay.
Udaya, in 2022, my student gave a new interpretation. When we had Murmu as the president here, Kamala Harris, etc. Women will win.
Oh, fantastic. So women will win. I think... I am seeing a lot of girls, a lot of women, and in fact, at home, I am a minority, a wife and 2 daughters, so I am the only man at home. So women will win, they must win, and they will win. Okay? So, the next question, please, raise your hand. So, professor has already given a hint, women will win, next prize should be won by a girl. Next question. So there is nothing like a silly question, there's no wrong question, right question, any question is good. Or shall I? Okay. Please give the mic.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sagar Dabas, and my question to the panelists is that, as we know, technology keeps evolving. Every new week or every month, there is something new. So what are your tips to us students in order to keep up with the technological advancements? Because sometimes we learn a thing and then in the next month, something new comes, and the older thing is not useful or is not as much optimized. So how can we keep up with all that?
So you're talking about technology obsolescence, yes, which is happening. The gap is becoming shorter and shorter. Yes, there used to be, I used to use a laptop for 4 to 5 years. Now we have to change every 2 years, 3 years. iPhone, people change every year. Ravi, you want to talk about that? Obsolescence, how to... Sir, you can use the mic there.
It's not only a problem for the people who use technology, but also a problem for teachers who want to teach the children. By the time he completes his course, becomes an engineer, what he learned here might become obsolete. So the question is, what should we teach children? What should we teach the youth? Most importantly, you should teach them, should tell them that change is coming, change is permanent. How to cope up with change, you should know. So to that extent, you should be extremely flexible. New challenges, if you see the other side of challenges, new opportunities. But those who look at the door which is closed, they forget that lot of doors are open there, and therefore they are not able to meet these challenges. There's a very small book, easily available in the internet, freely available, Who Has Moved My Cheese? It talks about 4 mice, rats. So we have to be extremely ready, receptive to take to these new opportunities that are coming. In this, we should thank our parents. Our family system is the most flexible in the world. And therefore, the Indians are shining anywhere in the world. They will perform better than others because we have something called the family system. I think we have great opportunities in the years to come.
Thank you, sir.
I think technology obsolescence is a change that we have to accept it, right? So how you accept it, I think the flexibility is the answer, okay? So thank you. Next question, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Who's the next? Okay, now WWW is really happening, okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ryansha, and my question is, like, with every development of technology, there is somewhere or the other increase in the gap between poor and rich. So how can we overcome that gap that is increasing with the development of technology?
Sir, Ravi, I think this could be your combination of spiritual and, answer.
See, a gap is increasing, but if you see other indexes, longevity of our people is increasing. The poor is not remaining poor. He is becoming also rich. He may not become Adani and Ambani, but he is better than before. The number of children who are dying due to starvation in the 60s, it doesn't exist anymore. So you should not be calculating only on the basis of the difference between the richest man and the poorest man. The poorest man is also above poverty line, that we should see. And he is able to exhibit his skills and he is getting satisfaction in his job. If that is guaranteed and he is given self-respect, I think the rest of the day, how much Ambani makes and Adani makes, it doesn't matter me anymore. As long as I am getting a job and I am able to perform to the best of my ability, I think it should be okay. 5 fingers will never be same. We should look at all these problems not from American point of view. We have great Indian cultural heritage.
Correct. I think it's a great answer, sir. This was actually also told to me some time back. I attended I would say symposium or a seminar conducted by Dr. Deepak Chopra. You know, Dr. Deepak Chopra is a philosopher, is a doctor actually. And I attended it and somebody asked a question, sir, all this Reliance and these kind of Ambanis, they take shortcuts and still, how are they becoming so rich? So he just gave an answer. Why are you bothered? Bother about yourself. You want to become another Ambani, you become about rich, or how do you want to grow in life? Maybe they have done some good karmas. That's why they have, they are the world's richest people. I think that is the answer. So don't worry. Yes. And the next question, please. Yes. Mike, yeah.
A very good afternoon, sir. So as you talk about networking, and I also do networking in college, but sometimes I feel that over-networking is also an issue. So how to identify with what person or whom person we have to network?
Sir, VC sir, you want to, networking is a net worth. Sir, professor. No, I think that networking is a net worth. That also I learned from you only.
You see that Gandhiji once said that nobody had problem due to overwork. People had problem due to underwork. Nobody had more problem with less food, but more people had problem with more food. The point I am trying to say is there is nothing called over networking because you can never, at one level. The second thing is, in fact, I have a colleague in IIIT Bangalore who actually said, Work and network. These are the two mantras you follow in that 5 years of engineering at IIITB. He said nothing else matters. Work and network. Okay. So in that sense, there is, maybe what you mean is maybe too much of partying, too much of only talking to people, etc. So for that, you use a simple kind of a thumb rule. Thumb rule is, are you learning something new? Are you enjoying in the sense that because you are actually adding value to yourself? But if these two things are not there, you are just wasting your time. Because every opportunity to network with persons must actually lead to either you are having more fun or having more education, the sense of learning something. That means you are becoming, or to again quote Shri Aurobindo, simple thing is, when you go to bed, ask yourself the question, am I a better human being than yesterday? If I am a better human being than yesterday, I think I have learned something and I have benefited from the networking. So those networks you pursue. But those networks where you are actually not adding value to yourself, don't pursue. This is a simple stuff. Okay, this is a simple answer. But I can actually tell you offline a little more complicated answer. Possibly I have to spend some 10-15 minutes on that. Okay, but broadly what you do is that there are a couple of nice workbooks on the internet. Okay, I'll give you one. Okay, how to benefit from networks. How to benefit from networks. It is not how to network. How to benefit from network, because you have to benefit from network. That is the watchword. Okay, you ought to be learning, you ought to be improving yourself, you ought to be becoming a better human being. And that is what it is. Thank you. Did I answer your question?
Sir.
C grade?
Sir, A++ grade. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, on giving marks to you, I am the Vice Chancellor. So, A++ always. So, I think that is a great answer. Yeah. So we have opportunity. Okay, one point I want to add to Professor's comments, because I almost every week I am in front of these many students or more every week, and different colleges. This is a common question in a different, I would say they put it in a different way also. You see these networking companies, which are the networking companies? LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, so many of them. All of them, many of them 10-year-old companies valued more than 100-year-old companies like IBM. Okay? So, my personal advice to you is, don't pay too much attention to the networking on Facebook or LinkedIn. You connect with them, but you must personally connect. Imagine me and Professor or Ravi Ayerji just communicating, or even Dr. Vas for that matter, communicating on LinkedIn and Facebook and admiring each other, giving likes and comments or whatever. That is not the true networking. You need to connect, you need to interact. That is the networking. That is my personal suggestion to you, because today's children think that, okay, they have some 200,000 followers, they are great. I can tell you on Twitter, I see some followers, I see some Twitter handles which has some million followers. They don't even have they have some fake names. Useless. They are either, trolling some Prime Minister or trolling Rahul Gandhi or whatever. Useless. So don't get overawed by these kind of networks, but yes, they are very important. So you have to, as Professor said, it's a judgment call you have to take. It's a complex answer, but they are not. That is not the true kind of networking. You need to have personal interactions. Okay. So the one last question.
I will just add one.
We'll just add. Okay, it is a little funny. But may I know the person who was asked the question? Yeah, okay, so what is your full name, you said? Okay, good. You see, I will give you something, okay, because recently in one of the colleges, they asked me to kind of suddenly talk to their students. So I could not have much time. So I thought of something, but it worked out well, so I thought I will repeat. So I just told them 3 words: read, write, speak. read, write, speak. What happens is, sometimes, don't mistake me, it happens to not only to all of us now, these days, post-internet, we only browse, we don't read. The difference between browsing and reading. Okay? So discover the joy of reading and dissuade yourself from browsing. Second thing is, we only WhatsApp, we don't write. Maybe it's a time, when was the last you actually wrote sentences? In fact, when I meet the first IIITB students and all the 20 years, in my first interaction, I will give them a one simple exercise. Write about yourself. Good old days in Twitter, when it started, Twitter had a limit of 100 characters. So exactly in 100 characters, describe yourself. Okay? And they said, sir, it was the most difficult exercise. But writing 100 characters, not even 100 words.
Correct.
Okay, similarly, particularly in the internet generation, what happens is, you people have forgotten to speak. You mumble. You know, see, what happens is, sometimes, I'm not saying, sometimes ask, can I speak one sentence in English or Hindi or Tamil? Quite often not.
True.
You kind of mix English, etc., some Yankee, some jargon. Can I speak without jargon?
Last question.
Can I use no abbreviation?
इसके बाद last question.
Okay? I think what happens is, I think it may be good. Talk to your own brother or sister or a friend or a father or mother for 10 minutes, nicely, using full sentences, thought through. Okay? That will give you a lot of stuff. Okay? So I'm sorry for giving a long answer to your short question, but it is important. Thank you.
Yes, I think.
Thank you, sir.
I see most of the WhatsApp posts are just forwards. So don't be students of WhatsApp University. Write, even if it is just 2 sentences, be creative, write your own statements. Okay? So